There's been a lot of discourse lately around the state of movie theaters and new releases as a whole. Most of us have seen the image of Doctor Strange playing like 50 times a day opening weekend in New York, which has reignited the conversation around Martin Scorsese's comments about Marvel movies back in 2019. Another YouTuber, Karsten Runquist, also made a video recently discussing his opinions on the topic. After reading and listening to all the different comments made about Disney, movie theaters, and what the future holds, I wanted to chime in and give my quick thoughts. I think the first big thing to talk about is Disney. I think we're all aware that Disney overall is a very money-hungry company, covered by this light facade of being the happiest place on earth. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy many Disney movies, and they create some of the most mind-blowing theme parks in the world, but I can still take a look at them through a critical lens. I personally think a lot of my current issues I have with the company are more focused on their Marvel and Star Wars branches. Each time a new piece of media comes out regarding one of these franchises, I feel like it is shoved down our throats as consumers. Excessive advertising, merchandise, spin-off series, and the topic of this video, pushing smaller movies and studios right out of theaters. It doesn't seem like this happens a lot with Disney's other releases. Even when Encanto came out last year, sure, the music was everywhere, but I don't remember an insane amount of advertising or an overabundance of screenings at my local theater. They just seem to want to do it with Marvel and Star Wars, which makes sense because at this point, each one of those movies is guaranteed to make at least $500 million at the box office. And that's where my problem with the company comes into play. If these movies are going to make that much money regardless, why do they make these theaters overplay them? I highly doubt half of the first day screenings of Doctor Strange 2 in Times Square were even close to half full. Having the amount of showtimes they had is Disney telling the movie theaters, we are the ones keeping you afloat, so you better do what we tell you to do. I live in a pretty small town in Wisconsin, and 2 of the 5 screens at my local theater were dedicated to the movie, and I know it wasn't needed. When Avengers Infinity War came out, the theater wasn't even full opening night. So when a company is pushing so hard for a movie like Doctor Strange 2 that it has to push out a whole nother movie in a small town like mine, it doesn't go unnoticed as a film fan. I've had a hard enough time seeing the movies I want to see as is. In the last year alone, I had to drive an hour to a larger city just to see Nightmare Alley, Licorice Pizza, Last Night in Soho, and most recently Everything Everywhere All at Once. And now that theater that's an hour away isn't even getting the movie Men. I'm a film fan, so I'm willing to drive an hour for these films, but so many people are having the opportunity of seeing some great films on the big screen taken away from them. It's just such a hard situation because I know these massive blockbuster releases are keeping these smaller theaters in business, but they also aren't even able to do what a movie theater is supposed to do, which is show as many new films as possible. Stemming off the idea of theaters, I'm not a big fan of having movies released on streaming either. If a movie is being released in theaters alongside streaming, the average online rental is $20. That is a lot of money. I can drive to my local theater, get a ticket with a small popcorn and drink for less than $20. So it just doesn't ever make sense for me to rent new releases. So I end up skipping a lot of new movies I would normally go check out just because the value isn't there for me as a consumer. The same thing goes for when movies are released on streaming platforms I don't have nor care to get at the moment, like Apple TV and Peacock. I know there are less tasteful ways I could watch these films at home, but I really do like supporting some of these smaller films and studios because they are being drowned physically and monetarily by these larger conglomerates. We're at a point in time where we should be able to have access to the media we want at the tips of our fingers, but large companies, alongside raising price tags, makes it even harder to see a movie sometimes. I really don't know what can be done to fix it either. As long as the Marvels, DCs, Star Wars, and Fast and Furiouses continue to rake in the cash, smaller, more inventive films will continue to be pushed down. If there are smaller indie films you think look interesting, please go see them. If enough people show support for these films, hopefully that will send a message that there is an audience for them. I think Everything Everywhere is doing a great job of showing how a brand new film can stir up hype and perform well at the box office. I am also hoping as the streaming world gets more crowded, hopefully some shining light will start to peek through too, but I really don't have my hopes up. I think I've rambled on for long enough, so please let me know what your thoughts and ideas are in the comments below. I feel like this is such a wide open area of discussion, other people will have some good ideas they can share. Thank you for listening to my rant, and if you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Have a good one, everybody.